I'm back. Hey y'all, it's Evelyn and welcome back to my Flosstube channel for Flosstube episode 11, I think it is. If you're new here, this is a channel about cross stitch where I talk about my stitching and all things crafty, sewing, quilting, knitting, all kinds of stuff. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for joining me again to spend a little bit more stitchy time with me. It is Sunday, the 4th of July, so happy 4th to all my fellow American friends. It's a bit rainy here, although the sun has just broken through, so that's nice. And I am finally back to film another Flosstube. It's been a crazy month. First up, I was trying to finish off that article that I was trying to submit to the journal, which I did end up doing, so yay, that's out of my hands. Now it's just like a 6-month review period, so we'll see. But I managed to get that done, and then the minute that I had handed it in, my body was like, okay, cool, we can shut down now. And then I got a really, really bad cold. And I was kind of down for the count basically like all last week, which meant that I did end up getting a bunch of stitchy time, but I was pretty miserable, so. But I'm feeling better now. Thank you to everyone over on my Instagram, which is also Evelyn Across the Pond, who reached out to me to, like, wish me to, get well soon and stuff. That was really cute. Thank you, guys. I am feeling better. I'm not, like, 100%, but I'm better enough that I wanted to come on here and share a bunch of stuff with you. A little bit of a channel update. I think with the level that I've been busy the past 2 months, like with work and stuff, and looking forward to this being my final year of the PhD and trying to get things done and stuff, I think for now, I'm going to be moving more towards like every 3 to 4 weeks for uploads rather than every 2 weeks, just because I don't think I can manage it schedule-wise, and I don't want to keep having you guys think I upload bi-weekly and then sort of missing the mark on that. I'd rather just let everyone know that it'll be a bit longer for the foreseeable future, and then hopefully once things are, more any form of a schedule to things, then hopefully I can give updates a bit more often. So I just wanted to put that out there. I also wanted to say thank you to all of the comments from last video about like me doing other kind of extras on the channel. I'm really pleased that people would be excited to see that. So I'm thinking the first extra I'll probably do is a little house, garden, patio, street tour. I don't know what word to put for that. Then I'll probably do that sometime in the next few weeks, maybe before the next video. I'm not too sure. I can't really film it today because the house is still pretty messy from us both having a cold for a week and a half, so I don't really want to film it in its current state. But yeah, then I can show you kind of where my different FFOs live in our house and things like that, and you can get a better idea of what I mean when I say like, I want this to go with this decor or that kind of thing. And I can show you our very like minuscule garden progress. It's gonna be a long journey back there because we don't have a huge amount of green space. Well, to be fair, we don't have any green space. It's like a patio, and then we have 2 like garden beds basically that we can grow stuff in. So we don't have like a huge selection, also because it's rented, so we can't change too much of like the landscaping or anything. But we have planted some things back there, and we're getting some sprouts, so hopefully a few more will pop up, and then I can show you guys that. So I'm really glad to know that everyone is excited to see a little more from me here on this channel. I don't really have any other little updates to report other than that. I have an absolute load of stitching though. I have touched a bunch of projects. I have an FFO, a finish, maybe 2 new starts, if not 1 new start, and then I touched quite a few older whips. So I'm really excited to show you guys that. I don't have any knitting or sewing to show today, but I have a lot of haul related to different future plans, and I have some Happy Mail, which is really cool. So yeah, lots of things to talk about. Let's just jump right into it with Material Minute. And the Material Minute this week is kind of cool because it's a bit more closer to the present day, let's say. And it's almost like a mom's minute, not to steal your thunder, Kathleen, but it's essentially a great grandma's minute. So this piece is something that my great grandmother stitched in the 80s, and I wanted to show it because my mom went up to visit my grandmama, the one who taught me how to stitch, that grandmama. I spoke about her a lot, I think, in my first video. So she went up to see grandmama in like the Pittsburgh area, and my grandmama has a bunch of her own stitching on the walls and stuff like that, but she also has a lot of my great grandmama's, so her mom's finishes still up in her house. And when my mom went, she saw one, and she took a picture of it and sent it to me and was like, look what I just found. And so I wanted to share it with you guys because it's like a little bit of the past, but it's also a little bit of my family's past, and I thought it would be cool. So this was I believe it's a kit. We don't have that much information on it because Grandmama Evelyn didn't. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So this is my grandmother, my great grandmama, whose name was also Evelyn. So I am named after her. So there's another special little connection there. Grandmama Evelyn didn't write on the back like what the project was. We think it's a kit, although my grandmama thinks that Grandmama Evelyn changed a lot of the colors out of the kit and kind of made it her own a bit, so you know, doing some substitutions even in the 80s. And the kit is a image of Mabry's Mill in Virginia, which if you've ever been on the Blue Ridge Parkway, this is kind of close to where I live, actually. Well, where my mom lives. But yeah, there is this mill called Mabry Mill up on the Blue Ridge Parkway, and it was originally constructed in 1905 by Ed and Lizzie Mabry, and it was used by people who brought their corn to be ground within the region. The mill didn't have loads of water power, so it had a reputation as kind of a slow mill, but since it was slow, it didn't scorch the corn or anything like that, so it produced very fine cornmeal for the region, and there was a sawmill and a woodworking shop, etc. Once Ed Mabry passed away in 1938, the National Park Service purchased the property from his wife, and then they completely restored this facility in 1942, and it is still interpreted as an historic site of the Virginia Blue Ridge Appalachian culture and heritage. And although it is sometimes closed to inclement weather, like especially in the winter and that kind of thing, it can be visited all year round, and there are special exhibits and things. I will link to the Roanoke website listing for it, as well as the National Park Service. It's really beautiful, and they also have like a restaurant there that makes these really good buckwheat pancakes, which is like a big childhood memory for me. We've been to Mabry's Mill loads of times, and so I think it's really cool that my great grandmama stitched this. Yeah, so grandmama stitched this in 1983, and as you can see, I think it is on Ada, and it's framed. I don't know what color Ada that is. It kind of looks like maybe like cream or something. I wish I had more actual info on it, but very luckily, as you can see, she did sign it and date the year, so that's EE for Evelyn Edwards. Edwards was their last name, and then she stitched this in 1983, so that's a bit before I was born. But I just thought it was really cool to share a material minute that's a bit, you know, closer to the present day this time, because my mom had discovered some old family stitching. So yeah, that's the material minute this week. Short and sweet, but kind of special. Alright, so let's talk stitching. First up, Please ignore just this piles of stuff. This is everything we have to talk about, so. Alright, first up, let's show my FFO. So, if you watched my last video, then you will have seen that I finished Hello Petal from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and since last time, I managed to FFO it, and I've had it displayed in my living room. If you follow me over on Instagram, you would have seen a little sneak peek of this, but I wanted to show it here. So this is my finish of Hello Petal, and so I finished it the same way that I finished Hello Dear. So I've done a flat finish, and then I've put some Lady Dot Creates mini pom-poms around the edge in the color Witchy. I actually just pin the Lady Dot Creates trim around the edge because I don't really see the point in gluing it in this particular case. Just in case, I don't know, maybe one day in the future I decided I wanted to frame these instead, but I'm quite happy with it like this. And on the back, I have put a little bit of springtimey fabric. It's these little bikes with little flowers on them. I thought it was really cute. This is from, I believe it's Craft Cotton Company, a fabric bundle that I got. So what I've done is I put some like mount board essentially, and I put a little bit of batting on top of that, and then I've pinned my linen to that. And then I took some sticky board and put this fabric on it, and then I've attached the sticky board onto the back of the mat board. Because initially I had just tried to attach this fabric on the back of the mount board, but it was kind of like flimsy and stuff, and it didn't have this kind of neat, clean finish on the back, so I decided to do like a layering of the boards. Can you see that? With the lighting, yeah, you can kind of see the layering there. And I stitched this on a 28 count white casual, and I used my own color conversion, which I have linked permanently in my Instagram link tree, but I will also link it here below this video in case you wanted to use my color conversion. Some of the things that I did, just like very quickly, I've made the mouse be brown instead of gray and brown. I made the bunny be gray instead of pink. I turned the Easter eggs in the tree into more like springtime birds' eggs. I did the same with the eggs down here, and I've turned the bird into a robin. A little springy robin. And then I kind of switched around the pastels a bit in here, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. And just like Hello Dear, I display it on this little easel. And so it sits here like this on our bookcase downstairs. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. And so this is how I'm planning to finish all of the trees. I'm going to do the full set, and then I'm changing them out seasonally. So this is what's sitting up right now. And I will actually, you know what, we'll just have it sit here during the course of the video. I wonder if you can even still see that on camera. Oh, no, you can't. I've sat it up here next to me. I'll turn you a little bit. Yeah, there it is. Doesn't it look great? Oh, I'm so pleased with it. Cheers. Alright, so that was my FFO. And then I had a little finish. So let me get that bag out. So essentially, I've been feeling like a lot of the projects that I started during March Madness, I just hadn't really had the chance to work on, but like the one day that I started them. So I essentially decided to pull out some of these little smalls and see if I could get either some finishes or at least put some time into them. And this one I actually managed to finish. So this is Oh My Gourd by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I stitched this on a 30 count straw gingham from Weeks Dye Works, using all the called for threads. And is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? I absolutely love it. It's brighter in person than it's showing up on camera. Let me see if I can... That's probably a bit closer to what it looks like. And the one thing that I did want to say while I had this up, because I've seen this a bit on Instagram, and I just wanted to flag it if anybody didn't know that. One of the things that I really like about the Frosted Pumpkins patterns is that around the eyes, hopefully you can see this. So the eyes, the reason why they look so full coverage is because they have you do one full cross for the black, and then you're supposed to backstitch all the way around the square so that it kind of fills it in and you don't get those little X eyes, which always makes me think of like in cartoons like Bugs Bunny when they get a little X and they're like dead and they're like so this is supposed to prevent it looking like that and to make it look even more like kawaii, which is the Japanese word for cute, which is kind of the designs that Frosted Pumpkin does. And the reason I wanted to point this out is sometimes on Instagram it looks like some people have just left them as little X's, and that's totally, like, if that's how you want to do it, then more power to you. But just in case anybody didn't know that you were meant to backstitch around them and just left it like that and was like, oh, I wish they didn't look like little X's, you actually are supposed to backstitch around them. And the reason I bring this up is because on their charts, because the line for the backstitching is also black, it can be kind of hard to tell on the chart that you are meant to backstitch around the eyes. They have it written in this like tiny little disclaimer thing at the bottom of the chart. But just in case, I wanted to flag this for people. You are very welcome to just do them as little X's, but I do like the way that the backstitching makes the squares look so full coverage. And I just think this is really cute. So my plan is to, sorry, it keeps autofocusing, because I keep like moving it back and forth, so it keeps trying to refocus. My plan is to finish this how the pumpkins finished it, which is as one of their little cube finishes. They actually have a tutorial for how to do those finishes on their YouTube channel. I will link that video and put it in the cards or something. It is a lot darker than what's coming up. It's probably more like that, the fabric. But anyway, my plan is to finish it as one of the cubes and then have it sit sort of in a little seasonal display that I want to have up every season. And so it'll sort of go next to the seasonal tree. So this one is going to go next to the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Hello Pumpkin when I have it finished. And so it'll be kind of folded like this around one of these little floral arrangement cubes. And I think it'll be really cute. Maybe I'll put a little bow on top or like a little pine cone, a little mini pumpkin, you know, whatever I'm feeling. And I just think it's going to be really cute. And I want to do a couple of the little cubes for each season so that then they can kind of like stack like blocks. And I just think that's going to be really cute. So that's my current plan. So this is the first one of the fall ones that I'm going to do. So, yay, a finish. Okay, so that's going to go back in here. I think I'm waiting to FFO it until I have a couple of them, and then I can kind of do a couple of cubes at once, because I want to see how they work together so that I kind of know how I want to do them. Yeah, what kind of like system I want to be using for that. All right, so then I have one kind of finish for now, although it's not really a finish for now anymore because I actually have two finishes for now, but this one isn't really anymore because they've just released the new release for it, so there is another part out, but from when I worked on it, I finished that section. And this is my, also Frosted Pumpkins, this is my Christmas wreath, the Christmas wreath stitch along, and I managed to finish parts 6 and 7. I believe I did them together, maybe 7 and 8. Which one came out now, 9 or 8? I'm not entirely sure. But so this is as far as I've gotten. And I will put this little board behind it for the part that I did. Oh, and I'll show you where it was the last time. This is a mystery stitch along from the Frosted Pumpkin. It's gonna be done in the next few months, and then we'll be making it into a little pillow for Christmas. And so the part that I did is sort of from here, or well, I think the last time you saw it I did have this part finished. So what I've done is I've moved over and kind of done the big yellow ornament, Mrs. Claus and the candy cane, and isn't Mrs. Claus the cutest thing in the whole world? Oh my god, look at her little gold glasses. Isn't that just cute as all get out? I love it. And I love the way the back stitching around her eyes and her little eyelashes worked out. Do you see what I mean about the squares? Like, you can see it on Santa, you can see it on Rudolph, the back stitching around on the little stars as well. I just love how that turns out. And, oh, waiting for it to focus. But I'm really happy that, like, Santa and Mrs. Claus are there together. And I did do the same thing as I did on Santa, where I made his mouth a little smaller. I made Mrs. Claus's mouth a little smaller as well. Just because I think it's cute that way. And I'm going to do the same thing for the little snowman, because there's a snowman in the new release. I'll put up a picture of what it looks like now with the new release. So that's kind of what I want to do next. I think I'm going to pick this up. Maybe one of the next things I work on will be this and try to get caught up there. Oh, it keeps waiting to focus. So then I'm going to come down here, I think, as the next part. And then there's 2 more parts. One is like this tiny little sliver down here, and then there's this section. So we're almost closing the wreath. This is such a big project, but I just think it's so cute and beautiful. And I'm really excited to kind of revamp my Christmas decor this year and kind of have this be like a focal piece and have a lot of our ornaments on the tree and little like bobs and doodads and everything kind of pull of the colors out of this, like these kind of retro Christmassy pinks and reds and greens and blues. I just think this is really, really cute, and I'm so happy with it. There are a couple of frosted pumpkin patterns that I want to do specifically to go along with this. There's some Lizzie Kate stuff that I want to do to go with this. And kind of just, you know, amping up our little Christmas decor as we're, like, you know, building our house together and starting to grow our, you know, lifetime Christmas decor that we bring out every year, our family traditions. I'm really enjoying that. It was fun to start it a bit this year, but I'm really excited about next year now that I'm going to be adding some of my stitching finishes into the mix. Oh, don't you just love this? Isn't it so cute? I can't wait to make this pillow. I love it. I had initially planned to do some form of like Christmas in July, Jolly July, whatever you want to call it. I decided in the end to hold off because I was much more in the mood to kind of pull out some of my older whips and work on those and like keep up with my stitch-alongs and everything like that. So I've decided to hold off, but I'm basically going to have, I think starting in November, a series of quite a few Christmas starts, and then kind of basically for all of November and December, I'll be working on Christmas, and that's kind of how I've decided to do it. Because I kind of wanted to wait to do it. I mean, I don't mind working on this one all the time, because it's one of my stitch-alongs and it makes me happy and I love it. But I really am excited to stitch on Christmas things while I'm watching Christmas movies and I have my peppermint tea and, you know, my peppermint mocha, whatever, for the Christmas, like, experience of stitching. So I'm kind of excited to, like, wait until November, December, and then just go really hard and have that be everything that I'm doing. So that's my current plan with that. But hopefully, to be honest, maybe this week, looking at this just made me want to stitch on it. So maybe this week I'll pull this out and catch back up before the next release comes out. I think they usually come out on like the 18th or whatever. So I have like 2 weeks until the next one to catch up on the last one. And then my next piece is also a stitch along. And this one is a start and finish for now. So this I basically did the entirety of when I was sick last week. I basically was kind of suffering on the first day of my illness, and I was sort of like, I just kind of want to like start something and do something different, and it was going to be the first day of Love Island, which, if you're in the UK and you watch Love Island, let's discuss Love Island, but It's basically like a trash reality TV summer island dating show thing, and I absolutely love watching it. It's like my number one guilty pleasure. I don't know why, it just is. And I thought, oh, you know, it would be a really good like thing to do is like to start something summer while watching Love Island. And I'm sick, so I should get a free pass, right, for a new start. And then I was like, you know what's been sitting in my kitted projects? Hello Sunshine. So I started and fully caught up with the Hello Sunshine Stitch Along from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So I have done parts 1 and 2, and that is all that there is right now. And I have the little toucan needle minder. They honestly, I will say, like, of my, you know, obviously I love Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I stitch their stuff all the time. But in particular, their needle minders are some of the best in the business. Like, look at how nice these are. I mean, my project that I just showed you, the Frosted Pumpkin one, I have my old Hello Dear needle minder on that one. I have this one. I have so many of their needle minders. I just love the quality. They're really good, like, magnet-wise. Like, they're strong magnets. I love the metal enamel. I just really love all these needle minders. And I love having it match my project exactly. It's like, I just feel that strongly that I need them to match my project. I feel like Shelby, Stitched by Shelby, was talking about that in a recent video, and I just felt it in my soul that, like, the more time goes on and the more I'm a part of the stitching community, the more I need my needle minder to exactly match my project and also its project bag. So I've officially fallen into that rabbit hole, and I'm not necessarily mad about it. It's so satisfying when it matches, isn't it? Anyway, so this right here basically was part 1, and then all of this and the toucan was part 2. The toucan is my favorite part by far. I absolutely love him. And I like the hibiscus flower and the monstera and, like, these little leaves. This one kind of looks like a palm tree leaf. This, I assume, is a little starfish, which is cute. And then there's the big old flamingo. I love the 3 colors of pink in the flamingo. I think these are really cool. It's a lot more neon-y in person than it's showing up on camera. I wonder if I can get... Yeah, maybe that. It's much brighter in person. I can't seem to photograph this as bright as it actually is, but... And this is the bottom of the tree fully, and then this is, like, to this edge. And then we'll have, I assume, part 3, 4, and then 5. And then it'll be done, and that'll be the summer tree. I'm also doing this on 28 count white cashel. Oh, I forgot to say, I mean, obviously I'll have put it on the screen because I always put the project information on the screen, but the Frosted Pumpkin Christmas wreath is on 28 count cashel in natural, and this is just white. And I am happy because my actual least favorite part of these trees is always doing the bottom and the grass, because I don't really like large one color stitching, which is exactly what the grass is. So I'm kind of happy that we started at the bottom so that then I don't have to have that be the last part, because usually what I do is I start in the middle of the tree, I go all the way around, and then I do the bottom. And so this time I'm happy that the bottom is already done, because that's the part I like stitching the least. I actually stitched most of this in hand, because when I was sick, just having to deal with, like, my Lowry and the Q snaps and I don't know, it was bothering me. So I just ended up stitching most of this in hand. So I'm kind of working on my stitching in hand skills. It's never going to be something, I think, where it, like, replaces me using my Lowry stand, because my Lowry stand is literally my favorite thing in the world. But it is for things like this, for example, where you're doing one color stripe all the way down and all the way back and all the way down and all the way back. It's literally perfect for that. So that's what I did. And this is really fun, cute colors, and I'm happy to be making some more progress on it. I wonder if I can turn you. I can hold it up against Hello Petal so you can see. I have Hello Dear put away, or I would bring that out as well. Isn't that cute? So yeah, hopefully this one can be up, I don't know, a little bit in time for fall. I'm not sure when this is supposed to finish. Maybe it's supposed to be done in like September, so I could have it up for like, I don't know, a week or something until I change to fall decor. But that's my start on that one. So I think those are releasing on the 28th of every month, so I have a while until this has to come back out. Alright, so then I have a couple of whips, and then I have one more new start. So a lot of these whips are older whips, and I think I worked on most of them for like 3 days. I was doing kind of a 3-day rotation for a little bit, which didn't really apply to the stitch alongs because I basically stitched it until the part was done. So I think one of them took me 3 days, the other one took like 5 or 6, you know, whatever. But all of these I was doing 3 days at a time. So this first one is Tulip House. So I brought back out my Tulip House. This is my New Year, New Start for 2021. And this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. I think the last time I worked on it was actually during March Madness. And this is where we are now. So this is on 30 count gunmetal by weeks. And I'm using all of the called for threads. And so since the last time, I finished filling in all of the bricks in the house. Sorry, it's kind of folded up there. I finished filling in all the bricks in the house. The house is complete. And then I went over here and finished all of the flowers on this side, the tulips, and all of their leaves and everything in the fill-in. And then what I've done is I've come over here and I've started doing the white outlining on the tulips on this side. And so my plan is, this is basically the first page of the chart. And then the second page is this little final banner. There's like a little garden with some flowers in front of the house. And that's kind of the bottom of the chart. Not that much, not near as tall, like more like this probably. But I want to finish both the left and the right side of the house with the tulips, and then I'll move down and then I'll do the final page and like finish off this little garden stripe. But I'm getting there on this one. Absolutely love this. This is honestly probably one of my favorite whips. Every time I stitch on it, it just brings me joy. I love the colors. I love everything about working on this project. The only thing that I don't like is how, I'm pretty sure this is not the Weeks Zweigart base. I'm pretty sure this is the old Weeks base, and so the linen is a bit loose for my taste, but it looks absolutely perfect with this chart. It really brings out that kind of chalkboard vibe. So, you know, it's a small price to pay stitching on it for it to look this good. So I'll go with it. And yeah, the next time I pull it out, I'll just do more of this white outlining, and then we'll fill in those tulips, and then it'll be the bottom, and then it'll be done. And I have quite a bit of fabric left, so I might be able, once I've done it and I can kind of measure my 2 inches or whatever, I think I can chop this and maybe use it for one of the other chalkboard smalls, either the one that comes with this chart, which says like spring, or some of the other ones Priscilla and Chelsea have put out in, oh, which magazine is that in? Just Cross Stitch maybe? When they did the, oh, I'm not sure which magazine that is. They did part of the chalk for the home series with like these seasonal chalk designs in one of the Cross Stitch magazines, and I've wanted to do a couple of those. So yeah, I might do something chalkboardy, I think, with the whatever I end up having left. Should be enough for at least a good size small. So yeah, that's this one. Oh, I love this one. I think my goal for New Year, New Starts, as long as it's something that's kind of like a medium-sized project like this, is hopefully that I can finish it within the year that I started it. So, you know, if I finish this by January 1st, we'll be all good, which I'm pretty sure I will, because I love working on this enough that I think I would have it done by then. And it's so cool as well because this is the first project that I ever did on hand-dyed fabric and with over-dyed threads. So it's like special in that way too. Oh, and this is what it'll look like when it's finished. I don't know why I didn't show you this earlier because I actually have the full chart. So yeah, this is what I mean. This little band at the bottom, this is what I'm missing. So I'm going to finish filling in this side, and then we have this little bit down here, which I think is really cute. And these little white parts, I'm trying to see if it'll focus. These little white parts here are actually Smyrna crosses, which I think will look really cute. And I love the way the grass with the little flowers is, and tulips. Tulips are my favorite flower, as I'm pretty sure everyone on the internet knows because I mention it all the time. And we've actually, in our garden, we planted a bunch of tulip bulbs. Because of the way the weather's been, they didn't flower or like start sprouting yet. So hopefully they'll come out next year. I don't know, but boy, oh boy, am I excited for that, to have little tulips in my own garden. Won't that be beautiful? All right, so then the next thing that I pulled out was another one of my March Madness ones, and this was another one of those ones where I had a one-day start on it, and then I didn't get to touch it again. So this is, or maybe it was a Mania start. Maybe I started this in Mania. I can't remember. Either way, I only stitched a day on it. And this was a project that was inspired by a fellow FLOSSTUBER, Julie, Kansas City girl, in a Colorado World. I saw this on her channel, and I immediately had to have it, and so I just went and got it. So this is Girl Scissors Sewing Machine by Little Room in the Attic, which I have on Pattern Keeper. So I will pull it up. This is what the chart will look like. Once again, ignore the glare. Is that not just the cutest little thing? And all of this gold part is going to be Krynic, so it's like super sparkly and happy, and I love it. And I'm essentially doing mine so that she looks like me. So I'm going to be blending the brown in the hair with red because I have like brown red balayage, and so I want her to look like me because it's like me in my little sewing machine. And when I started stitching on this, I think I was at 2% complete, and now I'm at 28.5%. So I'll show you what it looked like last time you saw it. I think I just had some of the blue in her dress, and now here we are. So essentially, none of the back stitch is done, and there's a lot of back stitch in this chart because Little Room in the Attic, she's a Russian designer, and they tend to use a lot of back stitch. So I haven't done any back stitching, but I have put in some of the Krynic, so you can kind of see that luster there. This is 002 HL, so it's the high luster gold. And I've managed to finish all of her dress, most of her legs, her arms, and I'm kind of coming up on her face. And then I've done some of the flowers in the Singer sewing machine. And then I've done some of the outlining of the actual machine itself. I really, really enjoyed stitching on this when I was stitching on it. This is on a 32 count rubescent linen from Chromatic Alchemy. And this needle minder is actually part of my Happy Mail, which I will talk about in a bit, but thank you, Tammy. And I'm just really enjoying this. I really like how it looks on the linen, that kind of orangey, pinky, purpley stuff. I think she's really going to pop, especially when the back stitching is on. And the way the Krynic shows up on it as well, I'm just really pleased with that. And I have gotten some people asking me about how I stitch with Krynic before in like DMs and stuff. Obviously, I've used very little Krynic in my life. I've only done a couple of projects that had Krynic. So I think someone who does like Mirabilias or something like Rocio Cocohamas or something like that would have much more tips on Krynic than I do. But what's worked for me is you need to cut smaller lengths than you would normally use of thread. It helps them from getting twisted. It also helps reduce some of the fraying, which I think works really well. You also, at least if you're using this Krynic number 4 braid, you don't need to be using multiple strands. You just use one off of the spool, but you also don't separate it like DMC, so you don't pull it apart because that'll just make it fray more and all that. So that's kind of my main tips. And, you know, just go slowly. I think if because it is kind of difficult to make it like lay as beautifully as like DMC will lay for you or whatever. So yeah, I would just say, you know, go slowly and hopefully it'll be okay. That's not really that detailed of advice, but that's kind of the best that I have. So this is where I've got to on this. I'm really enjoying this stitch. And I'm actually really excited because I got an email from Chromatic Alchemy, which they are a hand-dyed fabric dyer here in the UK. And I got an email from them yesterday saying that they had a spot open in their Fabric of the Month club, and did I still want it? Because I'd been on the wait list, and I said, absolutely. So I think I will get my first shipment of that in August, and then I can share some more fabrics from them. They have a lot of like really beautiful, colorful stuff, so I'm really excited to kind of have some more linen to play around with in my toolbox. And I signed up for the 32 count Belfast Fat 8th club, and I'll be able to like review the experience and everything. I mean, this I bought from them like as an individual piece, and it was really reasonable. I think it only took a couple of weeks, which is really good during COVID because it is dyed to order. But we'll see, yeah, how the club goes. I'm really excited. So yeah, so that's some happy news. That's kind of a preview of, well, I don't have it yet, so it's not really haul, but like I bought it, so. All right, and then the next thing I think I worked on was my I Forget the Rest by Lindy Stitches. This is the chart. This is my anniversary start, which I started for Nico and I's anniversary in February. And my goal with this one is kind of the same as my New Year, New Start goal, which is that I would like to finish this before our next anniversary, and then I can get I'll do another start then on our next anniversary. I'm actually thinking that I want to do Stars Bright by Lindy Stitches as our next one, so that I guess just over the years I'll do a series of like bird-themed loves charts from Lindy Stitches for our anniversaries. So this is where it was the last time that you saw it. I don't think I'd worked on this one since March Madness either, or maybe I'd picked it up very briefly in like April or something. But I made a ton of progress on this one. So this is where we are now. And I managed to finish the whole first owl. So I had all of the words and the leaves and the branch before. So I basically, and I had a little bit of the owl's face. I think like this part of the face. And I've done the whole rest of the owl. Of the two owls, Nico and I have decided that this one is me. And that he is the other owl in the back that I'm kind of like leaning forward and giving a little smooch to. So this one's me and that one's him. So my next goal will be to put him in and then kind of do these little stars on the side and then come down and do the bottom branch. I have made one change to this chart so far. So the called for the white in the birch tree is Petite Maison, but mine when it came in was straight up blue, like this very blue color, which is not what is intended. As you can see in the chart, it's like a white. So I have subbed in Gentle Arts chalk for the white, and that looks much more how I wanted it. Now, the only thing that I'm a bit iffy on about this is that, as you can see, now I have used everything else called for, okay? But as you can see from the model photo versus my owl, the color of my owl's wings, this color right here, is nothing like what it looks like in the photo. As you can see in the photo, it's much more orange. This could be lighting. This could be many different things. They could also have changed the dye lot on that color. So that color is Gentle Arts Caramel Corn. So, and this is the one that in the photo looks orange. But as you can see here, it's a very like light caramely tan, and this is how it stitches up as that kind of light caramely tan. This part right here. Brown Bear, which is what this color is, all of this is just one color, Brown Bear, and same with the outlining and the little dots on the inside. That also looks darker than this one in the photo. As you can see in the photo, it also looks a bit more orangey. But the one that bothers me more, I think, is the caramel corn. I'm assuming that this has to do with like dye lots and lighting, and you know, it's been a couple of years since this chart came out. I still think it looks beautiful though, but it just looks different than I thought it was going to look in my head. So what my plan is I'm going to do the other owl. I'm going to do Nico. And then once I see both of them there, I'm going to be like, the caramel corn is fine. I love it. We'll keep it how it is. Or if I have both of them in and it still bothers me, I will potentially frog that and do a substitute color so that it looks a bit more like the model. But Nico firmly believes that once I've done this whole owl with the caramel corn and these two match across, that then it won't bother me anymore. And I think he's probably right. But I just wanted to tell you that that is something that I am keeping in mind. And if you are wanting to start this chart, just be aware that the caramel corn that I got from Gentle Art doesn't really look like the caramel corn that Stephanie used in the chart. So just bear that in mind. But I still think it's really, really beautiful. I don't want to make it sound like I don't love it. I absolutely love it. I just want to make sure that I'm happy with all of the colors in the final result, and I don't think I'll know that for sure until I've done the other owl. But I think I will end up keeping it, and then I'll be fine with it. I think it's just something to keep in mind. But I made absolutely loads of progress on that. In 3 days, I did this whole owl. To be fair, I was stitching it, like, a lot. Like, I was really addicted to my stitching at that point, so I didn't do much else than stitch, but some days you just have that, you know? All right, and then the last whip that I worked on before I show you my new start is my Mayflowers Tree from Hello from Les Matthews. And I know for a fact the last time that I worked on this was during March Madness. I have this as a PDF. I will put up a picture on the screen of what it's going to look like. And then this is where it was last time. I basically had one flower in the center of the chart. And my plan is to finish this as the tree, just like how she shows, and have it go in my display area. I'm also thinking about doing more of the seasonal trees of these that she has, especially because I really want to do the Joy to the World 4th Day of Christmas one that she just put out. So I'm wondering if maybe I'll rotate these seasonally and like make one little wood stand pole for them and then kind of rotate it. I don't really know yet. Right now I'm just working on this one. And so this is where we are now. So, oh, that's so hard to see in the lighting. It shows up way better in person. This was the one that I had done. And I have now finished that whole band. This band above, and this little top guy. Let me see if I can lower the lighting settings. Yeah, that's better. I think you can see it a bit more. So, I did this one, and the little band. I did these, and the band, and then, let me move this dangling thread there. And then I did this bottom row. And the reason why these cut off on the edges is because when you make the tree, you like fold it like this. And so as not to make you stitch a bunch of stuff that's going to get covered up in a seam, it kind of cuts off the edge. So it'll kind of be like that. There is 2 more rows, so 2 more bands here at the bottom. They have a lot of stitching in them though. I think I have done, when I picked this up, I think I had already completed like 3% maybe by doing that one flower, and now we are up to 37.9, so about 40%. So if 60% of the stitching then is in these bottom 2 rows. Oh, it started to pour. Can you hear that? Man, that came out of nowhere. Let me close the window. So yeah, as I was saying, most of the stitching is in these bottom 2 rows. So this is on a 32 count Murano Splash Lugana in powder pink from Zweigart, and so these little dots are printed on. I will say it is much more pink in person than it shows up. I think sometimes on camera it kind of looks like gray almost, but it is a light pink. Actually, this up here, can you see the little Junimo? That is on the same fabric. So as you can see, that is definitely pink, and that's what this fabric is. I think to make sure when I finish it as a tree that the pink shows through, I am going to, because it's, you can really see it looks more gray when it's just the light comes through it. So I think I am going to interface the back of it when I finish it, just so that you can really see the pink, because I like the light pink with it. And then the white is the called for DMC conversion, so this is 3865. I think it's the only project I've ever done that's monochrome, actually, but I really like it. And the stitching shows up on the fabric much more in person than it is looking on camera. So, but I absolutely love this one. And so that's the progress that I made on that one. So again, some very, very solid progress over the last few weeks. I've really done a lot of stitching. I've just been stitching all the time. All right, so then the last piece is a new start, and I kind of foreshadowed it in my last video. Lindsay, if you are watching this video, you have seen enough. Goodbye. Please hang up and do not watch the rest of this because I am showing a surprise. Okay, hopefully she's gone. So, my friends Lindsay and Sam are getting married in 2 weeks, and I am stitching them a surprise wedding sampler for their wedding gift. And so I showed you the pattern the last time. It's from Vlada X Stitch. I'll put it up here. And she basically has it to where you can you can easily measure and rechart the words to be the names of the people getting married and their wedding date. And so since you saw me last time, I have made a start and almost finished it. So this is the whole top border finished, and I've put in their names, Lindsay and Sam, and then the wedding date, which is the 17th of July. I've written it the British way for them. And then I have done a large portion of this bottom border. Pattern Keeper only doesn't count the words. It counts the ampersand because that was part of the chart, so that you could easily count to when you were charting your words. But it only counts this top border, the ampersand, and this in the actual like stitch count. So according to Pattern Keeper, I'm 79% complete. But according to the actual chart, including these, I'm probably more like 80 some because it's not counting these extra stitches that I did. Anyway, not that important. I basically just have a few more motifs to do. So I'm finishing adding this little guy right here. There's another one in this same color right here. And then I need to finish filling in the rest of these leaves. So I've done the whole branch already. And then it's just more of these leaves are on each of these little offshoots. And then there's a leaf little thing right here. And there's a matching one over here on this side. And then it will be done. And I'm doing this on 28 count platinum linen from Zweigart. And I'm going to finish this myself in this frame that I got. This is haul, but it's relevant to this, so I'll show you it now. Nico and I went to Primark a few weeks ago before we were down with the sickness, and we bought this. This was really cheap. This was £2 from Primark, this frame. And I thought it was really cute. It's like offset kind of, can you see that? So it's set back in a little bit. This is just like filler so that you can see what the frame would be like. And it is glass. And then on the back, it's like this. And this was £2. So if you were in the UK, check out the Primark home decor section because they have some good frames that you can mount some stitching in. And so my plan is to just do a very simple mount of this in here. I thought the white frame would look really nice and crisp for, you know, whatever kind of home decor that they're gonna have. This is an 8x10, I think. With the mount in here, I think it's probably more like a 6x8 or whatever, but I'm gonna take the mount out. So then it'll be an 8x10, which should fit this, because I think this is it's like 7x5 or something like that. So anyway, it'll fit in here perfectly. And I thought the white would look good with different kind of decor, as I'm sure they're going to change their home decor many times over the next, you know, many years. So I thought I would do that for them. But I think it looks really nice. I like the kind of natural linen-y color of the platinum with the botanical, and I thought the blues and greens would be good for different kind of decors as well, because I didn't want to stitch them a wedding sampler that they wouldn't want to hang up. I've also second guessed this like 900 times. I'm like, is this nice? I think I would like it if somebody made me this. But anyway, yeah, hopefully they like it. We will know in 2 weeks when I give it to them. I only have maybe like 700 stitches left. It's basically just these leaves is most of the stitches. And then there's like 50 stitches in this blue and 50 in these other ones. So it's mostly just this right here. So hopefully I can get that done, I don't know, in the next 2 days maybe. You know, if I do very minimal stitching per day, if I only do like 300 a day. And then I can get it all finished up in this frame. And then I will be able to share it after I give it to them, because I don't want Lindsay to be able to see. And she does follow my stitching Instagram, so I can't be sharing it over there. I don't think she watches these videos, but just in case she does, you know. I really hope they like it. So fingers crossed. So I am almost done with this. It's been a really nice stitch though. Vlada X Stitch, if you have been looking for like a modern kind of wedding sampler, they have a lot of different wedding patterns with all kinds of different like florals, botanicals, leaves kind of things. And with the chart came a chart of like 6 different fonts that you could use to do the name and the date, which I thought was a really nice touch. So I've saved them in my, so I have a binder that I keep some of my physical charts in. Let's see, what beautiful things is in here, you know, those kind of things. And I'm gonna just, whoop, okay, so there you go. So I printed them out, the set of like 6 different fonts that she had, so that if I ever wanted to very quickly chart a little word onto something, I can pull that out. I think I also want to buy the engraver's chart from Liz Matthews, because I love Liz's fonts, so that then I could do the same thing for that. I don't think I would stitch it as the whole thing, but I do want to be able to, you know, build up my font arsenal. So yeah, so that's my progress on this one. It's been fun to stitch something like with such meaning, you know, recently. And it's been my little heart. So happy for them. Okay, that is everything that I have stitched. I did knit like 2 rounds in my sock maybe, but it's such little progress, I'm just not gonna bother showing you it. And I haven't knit on anything else. I haven't sewn anything else either, but I did get a bunch of sewing haul because I'm planning to make some more bags again, because of who I am as a person. I'm very addicted to making project bags now. The only thing is I'm still waiting on this vinyl to come in. The delivery has been delayed like 3 separate times, so whenever that gets here I can actually make them, but I've gotten all the fabric in, so I can show you that here in haul. But first I have some happy mail that I wanted to share, so I'll share that first. So I have 2 different things. So the one is I won a giveaway. Okay, people, I have never won one of these kinds of things ever. And Stacie Stitches, in one of her recent FLOSSTUBE videos, it was like a couple videos ago before StitchCon, she made this video where in it she referenced Steel Magnolias because she had gotten some coloring cotton floss, and one of the floss names is Blush and Bashful, which is like a reference to a line in Steel Magnolias where she says that her wedding colors are Blush and Bashful, and her mom says, your colors are pink and pink. And Stacie said, if you know what this quote is from, comment it down below and I will draw someone for a giveaway just to like reward you for that knowledge. And so I commented in like all caps, your colors are pink and pink, Steel Magnolias. And I won. So she sent me an absolute insane thing. So she sent me a full kit from Fat Quarter Shop of the Just My Type chart. So this is the chart. This is all from Fat Quarter Shop, which I think she got in a club or something. So she sent me this little thank you card. Look, it says, my colors are blush and bashful. Your colors are pink and pink. This is her card. I will link her floss tube below. I really enjoy her floss tube. And so, oh, she sent me this sticker. Love it. So anyway, so this is the chart. Just My Type. This is so cute. And the kit comes with the fabric. So this is a 25 count, I think. Yeah, 25 count pearl gray by, or no, pewter, excuse me. 25 count Zweigart pewter. That'll be nice to have in stash. And then it also comes with the thread pack. So just various DMC colors. I think 1 or 2 of these I didn't actually have in my DMC stash already. So that'll be nice to have like permanently, not just for stitching this chart. So that's cool. And then it also came with the needle minder. It says love and it's like a little stamp. And some line keepers for the chart. Is this not the most insane giveaway win? Like, what? This is just amazing. Thank you so much, Stacie. When this showed up at the house, like, I had no idea all of this was gonna come. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I absolutely scored. Thank you, Steel Magnolias. Also, that's the other part about it, and I don't know if I told Stacie this when I messaged her, but, like, that is also my favorite line from that movie. Like, I absolutely love that scene, because it's just so funny that she's, like, trying to be all, like, you know, fancy about it. My colors are blush and bashful. And her mom is like, your colors are pink and pink. Like, don't get ahead of yourself. I love it. So, anyway, I won a giveaway, and I feel like an absolute superstar. Never underestimate the power of winning things, you know? It just, boy, does it make you feel good. And also, I will say, sometimes I don't enter giveaways because I'm like, oh, I would never win that. Enter anyway, because one day you will be like me, and maybe you will win. And it was awesome. Also, watch Stitchy's channel because I love her videos. Okay. And then, my other happy mail, I am just over the moon about. So, this is another very dear floss tuber named Tammy, Creative Country Girl. This is her. She has a jewelry business, I believe, and then she also has a Flosstube channel, which I watch her. She is great, and she cross stitches. She does like patchwork. She's just fab. And she reached out to me and said that she wanted to make me a project bag, and she sent me. Look at this. This is the Folktale mini charm pack. That's what these little squares are. These are the Folktale, and then she's added like a brown blender. Look at how beautiful that is. And so she's done, it's very big. I wonder how long this is, but you can kind of like fold it like this. But you could fit a huge Q-snap in here, I think. She has her little tag. I love this rickrack here on the top. Isn't that just beautiful? And then on the zipper, it has like little, so it has this, which you could write like the name of the project on. And then it also has on the little dangle like this cute little scissors and a little ruler thing, a little rose. I just love that detail. Which doesn't that just look so cute? And then on the inside, there is also a little ring that she has dangling here, and she put an E on it for my name. Isn't that cool? It's like resin. I love that. And you could hang your floss from this. And it says handmade on this little, can you see that? Isn't that just so cool? And so this is like sewn into it so that you could hang your floss, or, you know, if you wanted to put scissors or anything like that. And then she had stuff inside of the bag that I was already absolutely floored. And then inside of the bag, there was this very cute card. This little cactuses. I love it. With some very sweet words. And then there was the needle minder that I showed you a little bit ago, that butterfly, and some charts. So she sent me Hands-On Design Grown with Love, which comes with the, I think it's velveteen for finishing at the top. Yeah, Lady Dot creates velveteen and shallot, which is for making the pin cushion version. And I think also maybe for the back of the pillow. But how cute is that? And so this kind of shows you what the whole drum looks like if you like unrolled it. And then the other chart, and she left me a little note, says, purchase this one twice, thought you would appreciate it. There will be 3 total in the series. And so this is Plum Street Samplers, A New Constellation, which, if it's gonna, okay, I'll take it out. I'll take it out. So it is a patriotic early America chart, and at the top it says, resolved that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternated red and white, that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field, representing a new constellation. And so it's about the American flag, and then you can see there's the Liberty Bell, all kinds of little motifs. I think this is really pretty. So I loved that she sent that. It just, oh, I just feel so special. Thank you so, so much, Tammy. And to everyone else who hasn't watched Tammy before, you need to go watch Tammy. She's really sweet. We've messaged several times over on Instagram personally, and I just am so happy with this bag. I can't wait to put something in it. I've been tentatively putting the wedding sampler in there, but I'm going to be done with that relatively quickly. So then I'll need to figure out which project gets this very special award of being able to be in here. the special privilege of being in a Tammy bag. Yay, thank you. Thank you all so much for this happy mail. I honestly, over the moon. I don't have words for the kindness of the people in this community. I really don't. It's just unbelievable. So, last but certainly not least, we have some haul. I will start with the kind of random sewing / other haul, and then I will finish with Stitchy haul, and then we will be done for the day. I have it in a tub, because this is the way that was easiest to carry it upstairs. So the first things first is this. I will put a picture of what this is supposed to look like, because I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but essentially this is a poster hanger, like the one that Liz Matthews used for her finishing of Engraver's chart, which I will show here on the screen. And my thought is that I'm going to use this for my finish of 100 Owls when I have it done. And I'm gonna hang this way rather than frame it, because I think it would look really cool. And so that's what this is. I bought it preemptively because I am definitely not finished with that chart yet, but I thought it would be really cool, so I bought it. And Amazon was having them hugely discounted for Prime Day. It was like £8 off or something, so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna get that now. So that's the first thing. And then, so for these project bags, because essentially I am planning to have a few starts for my birthday, which I will talk about in the second part of haul / plans. But I want new project bags, or I want them to each have a special project bag. And some of the project bags that I have other projects in right now, I want to use for these new projects because of like the florals or whatever, and I think they're very pretty. And there are a couple of projects that I have already in non-themed bags that I wanted to make a themed bag for. So essentially I'm gonna do some bag swapping, but I need to make a few new bags. And so I needed to get some more bag supplies because I'd kind of run them out. So I got some more fusible fleece from Pellon. I got some more soft and stable, which is what I've been using for my quilted bags. I'm going to be making more the vinyl bags, but I'm still waiting on the vinyl to come in, so I can't show you that, but I did buy it. I also bought some stick and spray basting adhesive. I've seen some blogs like swear by this, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. If I don't like it, I don't like it, but you know, it's no skin off my back to just give it a try rather than basting around the edge of things and stuff when I'm doing some kind of quilting kind of project. I thought it would be nice to try on something small like a bag or whatever, and if I don't like it, then I don't need to do it again. So the other thing that I want to sew that I'm planning on doing is our table runner on the dining room table. I just don't like it anymore. So it's like this plain gray kind of bamboo-y looking thing from IKEA, and it's just not doing it for me anymore. And I've been wanting to buy a new one, and then I thought, or I could make a new one. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cute if I made some in the folktail fabric to match that pillow that I made that I showed y'all last time? And so I found a free pattern that basically uses 5-inch charm packs to make a table runner. And so I bought some 5-inch charms of folktail. This comes with 42. And I bought this from So Creative. So when you place the order, they check their stock and then they call you and you pay over the phone. But they shipped and I got it the next day. So like very nice shipping. And this was 16 pounds for the full set. And you can see all of the colors in here. I mean, obviously you saw my pillow, so you've seen most of these before. But I'm going to use these and make that. And it also calls for mixed with this to use 5-inch squares of like Kona white, which I've also placed an order for from Love Crafts, but that is also the other package that's delayed. I have 2 delayed packages, and that's the other one. So I bought that as like a side note, and I thought that might be something else to try the adhesive spray with. We'll see. So the rest of the fabrics that I bought for making bags. So one of the bags that I want to make is I want to make a Christmas bag to put my Christmas wreath in and then eventual future Christmas projects. So I bought this Craft Cotton Company fat quarter bundle of these Christmas prints. And so this first one is sort of like a winter snowy village at Christmas. This one is some cars carrying the tree back home, which I thought was really cute. This one is just some twinkly lights. And, oh, that's the same. Hold on. And this one is some girls with a snowman, which I thought was cute. And then this last one is some girls with presents and, like, walking a dog. And I just thought these would look really cute, you know, as a little bag. I'd probably do maybe this one on the inside and one of the other ones on the outside. I don't know. And I could probably make a couple bags out of this because there's a lot of different options and I can mix and match them. So I thought that was nice to get some Christmas fabric, which I will blend probably with some of my flurry fabric from Ruby Star Society, which I actually want to get some more of that as well to make some more Christmas bags because since I'm going to be having all these stars at Christmas. But for now, I just got this because I thought it was nice. And then one of my other bags that I want to make is a fall themed bag for some fall projects to go in, like Quaker pumpkins. And so I got some Moda Thankful from Sew Knit Craft here in Cambridge. This is a half meter, I think. Yeah. And so I thought this would be the inside of the bag. And then I have placed an order for some Habitat by Dashwood Studios. I'll put a picture of what it looks like here. This is the other thing that's delayed. So in my delayed orders, this is the other thing. So this is coming and I'm going to use this for the inside and that for the outside of the bag. And I think that would be really cute for like a fall kind of bag. And I can use this for loads of things in the future, which is I think why I got a half a meter. And then I also got some fabric to make a Harry Potter bag to go with my Harry Potter project. So I got some Gryffindor fabric because that's my house, and I got the Marauders map to go as the inside, which I'm really excited about. I got, when I went to Sew Knit Craft to pick up the Thankful, it was like a click and collect. I had to look around while I was in there, and I bought some more fabrics. So they sell their fat quarters. They have them like in a little tray, and they have them all sat up in these little triangles like this, and then you can like easily rifle through them. I absolutely loved it. Anyway, so I got some blenders to go with different bags, maybe little quilt things, whatever I'm feeling. So I got this one, and these are all fat quarters. So this one, this kind of corally polka dot. I don't know the makers of any of these, so, you know, if you know, let me know. But, so yeah, I don't know about this one. This one I do know, this is a Moda. I can't remember what collection it is, but it has these little X's on it, which I just thought was really cute, because, like, cross-stitch. So I thought this would be cute inside of bags or as a little, like, white blender or whatever. I got this blue spotty. It's more teal in person, but that gives you an idea. And then this one is, like, these little starburst asterisks kind of thing on a cream, which I thought was cute and could go with some of the Christmas stuff, because these are the colors I'm kind of trying to bring out in my Christmas decor. Yeah, there we go. So I thought those would be nice, and all of these together were like 12 pounds total. So I was like, add to cart. Now for the stitchy bit. So I have been kitting up and buying stitching fabric. So we'll do with the kitting up first. So for my birthday, and this is basically plans as well. So my birthday is in August, and for my birthday, I basically during my birthday last year, I was still really only just getting into the stitchy community, so I didn't have like a big birthday start or like anything like that. So this year I kind of want to make up for 2 years of COVID plus the fact that I didn't have one last year, and I'm going to have 3 birthday starts because I feel like it. And so I have picked 3 of the projects that I have that I've been dying to start, and those are the 3 I'm going to do. So the first one is Hello from Liz Matthews Butterfly Cloche, which looks like this. I'm sure you've seen it everywhere. The next one is Lindsay Stitch's Beautiful Things, which I have here. So that's this one. Oh my darling, it's true. Beautiful things have dents and scratches too. And this little bird, which makes my heart happy. And then the last one that I'm going to start is Silver Creek Samplers Lighting the Way. Always be a lighthouse, shine your beacon bright, guide every soul adrift at sea throughout their darkest night. And I love this lighthouse. So, to make sure that I'll have all the stuff to be able to start them around my birthday, I have been kitting up. So, I will show you the stuff I have gotten to kit these up first. So, for Lighting the Way, I ordered fabric from number 12 Stitch Co. For this kind of stormy clouds. I think the called for is Light Spooky Hollow from Fabric Flare, but I have ordered something from Nicola at number 12 Stitch Co., but she's in Australia, so part of the reason why I wanted to get this so early. It is already shipped, so hopefully we'll be here soon. We will see. Hopefully next video I can show it to you. And then I've gotten all the DMC for it, and then the one Fancy Floss called for is Weeks White Lightning, which is what this, like, lighthouse little tower is in. So this one's, you know, mostly kitted. Things are coming. This is my huge DMC order to kit up all 3, because they all call for DMC in addition to other stuff, so. We've bought all the DMC. And then, for Beautiful Things, I have gotten all of the Fancy Floss. I've already put it on a ring. So, they are all Classic Colorworks. Okay, so we have Chesapeake Bay. We have Cool Azul. We have Dulce de Leche. Steamed Broccoli. Candied Yams. Timber, which is what's supposed to make up the iron fence, this green and brown together. River Rocks. Some of them take multiple skeins, that's why there's another one here. And then Almost Auburn. These are such pretty colors. They feel so nice. I can't wait. Cannot wait. And then the last one, Butterfly Cloche, is just DMC, so they're all in here. So for the fabric for Beautiful Things and Butterfly Cloche. So Beautiful Things, the call for is 36 count, picture this plus earthen. I have some earthen, but it's in 32 count, and if I did this in 32 count, it would be ginormous. So I have ordered 36 count in earthen from 123 Stitch. So that'll be coming at some point here. Again, internationally, so glad I ordered it early. And then for Butterfly Cloche, it calls for 40 count Bramble from Picture This Plus. Same thing again, if I did it smaller than 40 count, it would be ginormous. So, but I couldn't really get Bramble in that size, you know, whatever. So I've decided to go with a 40 count antique white. And while I show you this, I will also show you what I have done here. So I have done yesterday what the Steel City Stitchers showed in their video for how to organize your fabric. I will link it here. And essentially what I've done, just because I'm going to show you it on the card, so I wanted to show you the thing. So what you do is you buy, unless you already collect these, in which case you would already have these, comic book boards. So these are silver size. I got these off of Amazon. I will link it. And essentially they're like thicker than cardstock. They're actually what I've been showing you, holding up my projects against. So just like this. There's like one side that's kind of shiny and then one side that's not. And you take some T-pins, which I already had for knitting for like blocking stuff. And what you do is you take the fabric. I will pull out the one that I wanted to show you. And you wrap it around. You fold it in half, you wrap it around, and then you T-pin it on the back. And then on the side, you write what it is. So what I am using for my Butterfly Cloche is Antique White from Zweigart, and I bought this from Peakside Needleworks, which I've written here at the bottom to remind myself. And this is 40 count Newcastle, and I got a fat 1/8. And so then they're all on these little cards like this, and then you can organize them however you want. I've done it by color, and then within the color by size. And so I've got my whites. Let me lift it like this. So I've got my whites, and then some neutrals going into some kind of pinky, orangey tones, yellows, and then, you know, blues, purple, and then we've ended with pink and a gray. And so this is how I've done it. And I have loads of room, as you can see. This is a 32-liter tub that I got from Wilco. Came in a pack of 3. We're also using it to organize the downstairs closet for the other 2. And then I have, these are just some test, like little samples that came from Extrude Design, so I also have those in here. But as you can see, I have loads of room to expand. I'm thinking about using some of the boards, because the pack comes with 100, so I have plenty. I'm thinking about using some of them on my sewing fabrics as well, so that they're easy to see. And then eventually, you know, I can have the sewing fabric and the stitching fabric be in different tubs, but I don't have a huge cross-stitch fabric collection so far, so, you know, I have plenty of room to grow. But I spent last night doing this, and I'm just so pleased with the organization of it. But anyway, while I have it out, I bought other fabric. So in addition to all the fabric for kitting up those projects, I also bought some fabrics from Patchwork Rabbit, which I'll show you first. And all of these fabrics that I got are Picture This Plus. So the first one that I got is Relic by Picture This Plus. And that's showing up pretty well. It's a solid yellow. And this is 28 count casual, and it's a fat 1/8. And I got this from Patchwork Rabbit. I really like the modeling on this. I think on the website it looked like the modeling was a lot more brown than it actually is, but this is like a pretty solid, happy yellow, which I like. Like a mustardy yellow, but a yellow all the same. And then the other one I got from Patchwork Rabbit was Twilight by Picture This Plus. This is also 28 count fat eighth, and I absolutely love this blue. It is showing up pretty well there. It's very jewel toned in person. It's just beautiful. I can think of so many different things I would put on this and everything. I'm very happy to have this in stash. I saw that they had it in stock and I was like, add to cart. So this is gonna be really good to have in my arsenal. And then I got 3 more Picture This Plush fabrics, but this time from a different store. So this is from the Home Makery here in the UK. They're the UK supplier of Frosted Pumpkin, actually. So they have a lot of Picture This Plus, because Frosted Pumpkin constantly calls for Picture This Plus in their patterns, and they sent this cute little card, which I just thought I would show you because I thought it was really cute, and I want to stick it on my pin board here in my office. But anyway, so that's the Home Makery. You can see it there, homemakery.co.uk. And so I got 3 fabrics from them. So the first one is Picture This Plus Mint, which is a bit more turquoisey in person than it's showing up on camera. This is also 28 count casual, and it's also a fat eighth. And it is a bit more turquoisey in person. It's washing out a bit, but this one's really beautiful. This is very versatile. I can think of a million things. Oh, it has a fuzz on it. Ignore the fuzz. And this is the little sticker that came on the package from Home Makery, so I've just stuck it on there. And then the next one I got from them was Sprite. This is like a light lavender. Yeah, that's showing up really well. And this is also 28 count, fat eighth, casual linen. And this one, the modeling is more subtle, and I think this would look really pretty on so many things. And then the last one that I got from them is actually an opalescent. So this is, Picture This Plus calls their opalescent crystal. So this is crystal quartz. And you can kind of see the sparkle there, I think. It's like a light mauve-y, dusty rose kind of color. You can see, oh yeah, you can really see the sparkle there. This is going to be so fun for like ornaments and stuff, or like those little cubes I was talking about. And so this is the 28 count opalescent casual, also a fat eighth, which I think is a really good size for a lot of these little smalls that I would want to use colored fabric for. You know, rather than neutrals. I think that that's really good. I love the sparkle. You see that? Oh my god, look at that. Absolutely love it. So yeah, this is like my little growing fabric stash. Isn't it pretty? I will definitely link the video that the Steel City Stitchers did for this. It's a really, you know, short, sweet kind of tutorial that Erin put up, and I'm very happy to have my fabric be a bit more organized. Okay, I think we've got through everything. So plans. My plans for the next few weeks, the rest of July, is to just keep stitching on whips. I think get caught up on my Sal, like my Christmas wreath. Keep working on some other whips. Finish Lindsay and Sam's wedding sampler. I'm very close on that. And then in August, I'm also having one other new start in August, which is going to be with Sean at Craftivating Creations. Where is the chart? This is Butter Believe It by Silver Creek. I have the threads already in here. I have a lot to say. Maybe you should get popcorn. And we're doing this as kind of like an ode to our friendship and our very long, happy chats with each other. And this color for the popcorn and a lot is Gentle Arts Pumpkin Pie. This is egregiously out of stock. And we've also decided that we're not even sure we really like that color in the chart anyway. So we are going to sub in Classic Colorworks Hollyberry instead, which is kind of, if you hold up the DMC that the two colors in the popcorn tin are, it's kind of like a mixture of those two colors, which we think will be really perfect, because we did want the words to be variegated. So we've decided to go for something that's going to mix those two reds together. And I'm really excited about it. And I like the idea of popcorn and a lot being in red rather than in like a dark burnt orange. So that's our plan. That's the only substitution we're going to do. The rest is called for. And I'm going to do this on my, let me pull it out. This is very convenient to just filter through and like get out the card. I'm going to do this on 32 count Belfast Sparklies linen in the color gingerbread. So it's like a very nice kind of lightly modeled neutral. I feel like that's showing up pretty well. And so I'm going to do this on this. I think that'll look really good. And you can see, here's just the fancy floss for it. Ooh. So you can kind of see it. I think that's going to look really good. So this I'm going to be starting at the beginning of August with Sean. Not sure on the exact date, but... And then around my birthday, I'm going to start Lighting the Way, Butterfly Cloche, and Beautiful Things. And then I guess we'll start thinking about fall stitching for September. And that's basically it. It's kind of, I'm going to keep working on this next chapter for my PhD, all that kind of stuff, you know, try to enjoy the rest of the month, really. So I am off to play Mario Golf online with my family in the US. We're going to call them here soon and have a good old time of family online co-op play, which I'm very excited about. And I wish you guys all the best, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video and this little update. I'm sorry I've been away so long, but I definitely missed you guys, and it was really good to come on here and talk about all the things I've touched over the last month. If you've liked this video and you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you're stitching on right now, how your summer's going, what you're planning to do. I am thinking closer to my birthday, maybe doing some kind of like live or something as like a celebration where we can stitch together and chat live. I think that would be kind of fun. You know, I don't have a definitive plan about it yet, and I might do one here on YouTube and one on Instagram. We'll see. So that might be in the cards mid-August. But yeah, if you just leave me a comment down below about anything you guys want to talk about. I love chatting to you guys. I will try to be better about responding in a more timely fashion to the comments. I've been really bad about that the last month, and I am sorry. So I'll try to be more on my game this time. If you are new here and you enjoyed my channel, you can subscribe. I post, you know, monthly updates on my progress here. You can also follow me over on Instagram, where I post more like in between, kind of behind the scenes updates on little, you know, several days progress on different projects, that kind of thing, show you my finishes, that sort of thing. I have updates on my stories. That's also Evelyn Across the Pond. I'll put it here. If you are a subscriber and you'd like to be notified of when I upload next, or you're thinking about subscribing, you can also hit that notification bell. When you ring the bell, you'll get updates, like little push notifications when I'm going to upload, or when I upload next, sorry, so that you can be, you know, right on the scene to hear about my progress. And yeah, that's basically it. I will see you guys in a few weeks. Stay happy, stay healthy, and thank you so much for spending a bit more stitchy time with me. Bye, friends.